Right, good morning everybody and welcome to the PwC talk here at the All About School Leavers Conference. My name's Catherine Bond and I manage PwC's schools engagement strategy across the country, and I'm really excited to be here today to meet all of you. So why are PwC here today? Why are we sponsoring this brilliant conference? Well, we are here because apprentices are so important to us as an organisation. Our apprentices don't come in and do the admin. Our apprentices are core parts of our team, and we know that they're the future leaders of our organisation. We also know that apprenticeships are very, very confusing, and hopefully we can dispel some of that confusion today. And if you want to have a more in-depth conversation later, come along to the stand and have a chat. We really want you to help. We really want to help you make informed decisions for yourselves or for your young people, so that you're making the right informed choice about future career options. So we're really excited to be here, and hopefully we can share some useful insights with you. So at PwC, we recruit more than 300 apprentices every single year across the whole country. We offer everything from full-time roles through to fully funded degree apprenticeships. And it's not just accounting that we do. As you saw on the video, we offer things like consulting and technology opportunities as well. At PwC, as our wonderful apprentice Irvi will tell you, we offer flexible working opportunities as well, so that you can fit your work around your life and not vice versa. Ultimately, we want to invest in our people, we want to invest in our apprentices, because we know that they are the future leaders of the organisation. As you saw on the video, what PwC does is we solve problems for our clients, for other businesses, organisations across society. We use our experts who work in different teams to solve important business problems and build trust in society. And apprentices can join us in any one of the teams that are specifically marked here in beige on the diagram. But once you've joined us at PwC and got your initial qualification, there are opportunities to move between the team and gain experience, which is why some people stay with us for 30 or 40 years, because there's always new opportunities to be seizing at the organisation. We know there are lots of myths out there about apprenticeships, too many to cover in a 10-minute talk, but here are just a few that we know are absolutely not true when you come to PwC for your apprenticeship. So some people say, well, if I've done an apprenticeship, no other employer will take me. Well, actually, once you've got PwC on your CV, no one's going to look any further. Also, some young people worry that you don't have the skills that a lot of graduates have, and that might be the case, but as Irvi will explain later, we give you all the training that you need to gain those skills that you might have otherwise gained at university, so you can thrive in your apprenticeship. In the selection process, we look for potential, not necessarily for all of the things that you've done in the past. You're absolutely not too young to work at PwC. The average age is mid to late 20s at the moment, so it's a very youthful organisation, and everyone gets stuck in and has a good time as well as working hard. Earnings in the longer term makes no difference. Once you've done your apprenticeship, you tend to join on a graduate pathway and will earn just the same, if not more, than many of the graduates in their career. And that university lifestyle, yes, if you do a full-time apprenticeship, you're not going to university, you're not getting a degree. You probably can't stay out till 3 AM 5 nights a week, but you can at the weekends, and actually you've probably got more money, well, you've definitely got more money than most of your peers at uni, because you're earning a salary. So you can do things like going on holiday, buying the drinks on a night out, going and joining our sports teams. You can still get that opportunity and move out if you want to as well. So, complications. What are all of the different routes? Well, the first thing to say is if you're in year 12, or you know someone who is, you might want to look at doing an Insight Week with us this summer. So come along and find out more. It's a 5-day paid Insight Week in one of our offices across the country. That gives you a flavour of what life at PwC is about. You can then, when you leave school or college, join us on one of 3 different routes. You can either join on a full-time school leaver programme, full-time apprenticeship. You don't go to university, you work full-time for us, but you get a qualification relevant to the team that you're joining in. So you'll become a chartered accountant or a chartered tax advisor. Secondly, if you still want to go to university but you still want to work, you can join us on a Flying Start degree. So that's where you combine the best of both worlds. You go to university and get a degree, but you also have integrated work placements at PwC as part of it. Or go off to university, get a degree and join us then. That's obviously not an apprenticeship, the final route. Ultimately, all of these routes lead to excellent opportunities, and we don't see one route as being better than another. I'm biased to the one on the far left, but we don't see one route as being better than another. It's about choosing the route that is right for you and your learning style. So our full-time apprenticeships, you join them straight from school or college, or you might have had a year or two off. You learn on the job and you get real work experience in a real PwC team. You're not building up any student debt. You are getting a qualification, it's not a degree, but you're not paying for that, we pay for that. So it's a great way to start your career whilst still learning. You get a full salary and you're well paid, so you can move out if you want to, or you can stay at home and save. And you get to work with so many different people and build your network of contacts. If you're thinking about university or an apprenticeship, we do have the best of both worlds on our flying start degrees that you can take in the world of accountancy or in technology. And in fact, the technology degree programme is also fully funded by ourselves, so we pay your tuition fees as well. So if you're interested in either of those two areas, you can come along and find out a bit more about Flying Start later on today. And in fact, that technology degree programme is quite new and it's really, really exciting. You can enter things like the world of cybersecurity, data and analytics, all manner of different teams. So that's just a quick overview of the 3 different routes in. Now what you've all really come for is to hear from Irvi, who's going to tell you a little bit more about her life as an apprentice.
I work in a team that deals with financial services tax, so most of my clients are like insurance companies, banks and things like asset managers, and we deal with any tax issues that they may have. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the typical day in the life of an apprentice, but one thing I want to stress right now is that joining as an apprentice doesn't make you any different from joining as a graduate or on any of our other schemes. So what I'm really going to talk about is just the day in the life of a general associate at PwC. So our typical office day runs from 9:30 to 5:30, but as Catherine mentioned, we do have the option of working flexibly. So sometimes if I have something else I need to do in the morning, I can come in a bit later. Similarly, I can come in earlier, or if I really need to, I can work from home for that day rather than travel into the office. I have chosen to stay at home while I'm doing my apprenticeship, so my commute is about an hour, but on the flip side, like Catherine said, I'm saving up money. But as you are being paid a salary, if you wanted to have a bit more of like the university experience, you could choose to move out and live in London if you wanted to. So I normally get to the office. Everyone in the office is given laptops and phones, so when I first get to the office I kind of get all my stuff out, get everything set up. One of our benefits is that we have like fruit bowls and we have like healthy snacks, so I normally go and find things like that I'm going to have with me throughout the day, like go get tea and coffee, things like that, like check my calendar. So PwC, all of the work we do is based on clients. So on a typical day, I might have like a client meeting that I need to go to at some point in the day. And that's normally, I would say about once or twice a month, we go out to meet our clients just to talk to them, see what's going on, like build that relationship. If the clients are based overseas, that'll normally be a phone call. If they're based in London, we'll physically go and meet them. So that's one aspect of my job. If I'm not at a client site, I'm normally based in the office working at my laptop doing all sorts of different tasks. One of the other things that PwC is really great about is kind of having that balance between work and I guess like fun or a bit more social. So there's a lot of like clubs and things that happen. So I know at lunchtimes we have like yoga sessions if you want to go join. We have sports teams, similar to how you'd have societies at university. We also we have sports teams, we have like faith networks if anyone's interested in that. So that's something that's not to do with like the technical work that you're doing, but it's other things at PwC that you can get involved with if that's something you're interested in. Sometimes, rather than go to the office, I will go to college. As part of being an apprentice, part of that is getting a qualification. So about 3 or 4 months out of the year, I'll go to college about once or twice a week where I study towards exams, eventually sit those exams. And one thing that's great about apprenticeships is these exams that you're doing are eventually going to put you at kind of the same level as someone who joined as a graduate, because even if you go to university and join us as a graduate, you would still have to do those exams. So joining as an apprentice kind of gets you started on those a little bit earlier, which is a really great opportunity. One of the other things that I might do rather than go to the office is something called a charity day, We do about 2 or 3 of them a year at PwC. I did one a couple of weeks ago actually, where rather than go to the office for the day, we'll go to a charity. So for example, we went to a camp for disabled children down in Surrey and kind of helped volunteer there for the day. Because PwC is really focused on their corporate responsibility and helping the community, giving back. So that's one of the other things we might do. So yeah, that's kind of the typical day in the life of an associate at PwC.